everyone, Sophia here. Welcome back to my Etsy shop, Frenchy and Tubby. I'm going to feature 7 items that will be live in the shop tomorrow, February 7 at 5 p.m. Let me start with one that you've been expecting because I said I was going to put it up for sale, and it is this ball. So you all know the story. I was decluttering my house and I had this for, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years, and it's pretty much been everywhere in my home. It's been in my living room, in my dining room, in the office, mostly in my bedroom, sometimes in my bathroom, but mostly in my bedroom. And I never really looked into it. I just kind of liked it. But I've decided to declutter it during my last round. And if you don't know, I'm doing a 30 bags in 30-day declutter challenge right now, where I'm just posting a video every day of stuff that I'm decluttering around the house. This is one of them. Look at this thing. It is absolutely stunning. I had no idea what I had in the house. It's a Japanese matcha ceremonial bowl. So basically, during the tea ceremony, the geisha would put the matcha powder in here and use the whisk and then distribute the tea, or they make the base. I'm not sure how they do it, but basically it's a ceremonial tea. Now this one is made in Japan. It's not super vintage. It's from the 90s. It was actually made by a company in Japan, and I think it's Fukagawa is the name of the company, in the Arita style of porcelain, which is this style and the region of Japan. And it was made for a department store in San Francisco called Gump's San Francisco. So it was giftware, basically, decorative giftware, but made in Japan, following the style of that region. Let's look at it. It is in perfect condition. I'll say it. There is nothing wrong with it. Absolutely stunning. So it's paneled, right? And each panel has different designs. So this one is lily pads. This one is chrysanthemums. This one I think is more like poppies, and then it starts again, right? And then in the middle right here you have Japanese iris. The outside of it has also a repeat of the pattern. It's footed. It's got a design on it that's a repeat of what you see here, but even the band, the rim here, is a different design. So it's like a quilt, basically. It's a patchwork. Okay, and it has the stamp at the bottom. It's a really pretty bowl. You could do different things with it. I used it literally to corral stuff. Okay, so you can use it in your bathroom to corral makeup if you don't have a lot of makeup, you know, or you can use it to corral jewelry or samples. I don't know about fruit bowl. Somebody had mentioned you could use it as a fruit bowl. I think it's a little bit too small, but you could definitely serve grapes, you know, or berries if you wanted to use it that way, or you can just stand it and use it as a decorative bowl. It's really beautiful. If you like that blue and white porcelain style, it definitely fits the bill. Cobalt blue, a little bit more of a darker gray. I think it is hand painted. You know, they have like a stamp pattern and then they finish it off. It's a beautiful glaze, high gloss. It's a nice bowl. It's kind of like a conversation piece, really, because it's a different type of bowl. You don't really see this shape, at least not in the Western world. You're not going to see too much of that hexagonal shape. Beautiful design, beautiful color, and again, it's in perfect condition. So it was mine. It could be yours. By the way, Valentine's Day next week. Anything you purchase tomorrow, we'll go to the post office on Saturday. You'll definitely get it on time for Valentine's Day. I mean, unless you live outside of the country, but you'll get it. All right, so that's item number 1. When I come back, we're moving to Austria. My next item is an antique, and it is a hand-painted plate. And it's a mouthful, so I gotta read it, all right? This is from, in the back it says O&EG Royal Austria, and OEG is Oscar and Edgar Gutters, Royal Austria. The company started in 1880s or so, and then they stopped in 1918. And then it is signed, I don't know if you can see it right here, by an artist named Laporte. And that particular artist was painting their plates in the late 1890s. So this is an antique. It starts as a transferware, and then the artist goes over it and brushes and adds all the details. Let me give you some close-up. It is absolutely stunning. If you like roses, if you like romantic designs and decor, and you want to add a touch of femininity to your dining room or even a bathroom, oh man, this would look beautiful on the wall or on display. I wouldn't use it to eat because you're going to damage it. But look at the details. Isn't it beautiful? With all the shades, right? And it's got dimension. It's absolutely stunning. So the company merged into other companies over time. 1918 and then 1920 and then 1945 is the last time they merged, right after the war. It has a gold rim around it, which, as expected, I mean, considering it's an antique, is still there, but it has a little bit of fading. Again, this is initially a transferware that is painted over to add all the details. And when you look at it, you can really see all the brush strokes to it. It's just beautiful, what you would expect from Austria type porcelain. I really like this. I don't know if they made a series, if it was a series of plates with that same type of design, or these are unique. I would not be able to tell you. I don't have enough information on it. But it's an antique from 1890s, and it is signed by the artist right here. And it says in the back, there's another stamp right here that says hand painted, O&EG Royal Austria. Beautiful plate, perfect for Valentine's Day, for somebody who likes that kind of romantic decor. I like this. I've had it in the shop waiting for so long. Okay, next, totally different. This is a mug. There's actually the artist who makes these mugs is still around. Her name is Karen Dunleavy, and this is for Beagle lovers. Now, why am I not keeping it? Because I'd rather sell it, that's why. So she was born in London, and then in 1979 she came to Los Angeles, but her pottery shop is currently in Caldwell, Idaho. And all of the mugs that she makes now are pretty much the same, but they have a colored background. These are the initial ones that she started making in the 1990s, so it's a little bit vintage, and it's a Beagle. So she's the potter and the artist. Of course, it's a fantastic mug. It's got a very nice handle, no thumb rest, but you don't really need it. And it's a hand-painted Beagle. So if you have somebody in your life who has a Beagle, maybe it's you, again, Valentine's Day is coming. She still sells those, but with the colored background. You can't really find these anymore, at least not on the shop. And it is signed KD at the bottom for Karen Dunleavy. Caldwell, Idaho, a British artist. It's a beautiful dog. I like it. Here's a little bit more of a close-up on the dog. It's pretty neat. It's a nice mug, nice size. Okay, when I come back, we're moving to crystal. Crystal. So for a while, there was a lot of companies that were importing crystal from Eastern Europe. And I think we talked about that maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, how Eastern Europe crystal was at some time considered the highest quality crystal. So a lot of companies were partnering with manufacturers in Slovenia, in Yugoslavia, in Czechoslovakia, in Romania, all of this region, right, to commission and buy for export specific pieces of crystal. One of them was called Crystal Clear Industries, and they were not the ones designing the pieces. They would just work with different companies, this one in Yugoslavia, to import crystal pieces. And this is one of them, and it's absolutely stunning. It's a crystal pitcher. It's from the 1990s. It's from Yugoslavia. The pattern is called Aster. Again, they did not make the pattern. The companies that created the crystal and made it, manufactured it, are the ones who did the design. But this design is called Aster, and it's a crisscross with fans. I don't know if you can see the fans right here, and then a thumbprint pattern right here. So they are still very high quality crystal. They were just made specifically for export. And this one is 24% lead crystal. It's not signed or anything. I'm sure at some point it had a sticker. And it is just stunning. It's quite heavy, you would expect that. But look at this statement piece right here on the holiday table. With all the little cuts around it, it disperses light a lot. So if you place it on a credenza by a window where you get the sun, for instance, you're gonna get rainbows all over your room. Beautiful crystal, very nicely polished, in absolute perfect condition. There's nothing wrong with it. It is so pretty. Look at this. You know, I think that the next time I find one of those, I'm going to keep it for myself. I think this has got to be the third or fourth crystal pitcher that I sell in the shop, and each time I say to myself, man, when am I going to keep one? And I think the next one I'm going to keep. Okay, so this is a very beautiful crystal pitcher, and you can use that all year long, and you can use it as a vase, by the way. Love the thumbprints, and then the detail right here on the handle. Stunning. Okay, next item is Mikasa crystal, and we're going back to Eastern Europe. This one is crystal from Slovenia. The pattern is from the 1990s, and it's called Flame d'Amore. This is a stunning crystal vase by Mikasa. And it does have a pattern that looks like flames, right? They did the entire crystal line in the Flame d'Amore. You can find the bowls, you can find the stemware, everything, the pitcher, candle holder, you name it. Flame d'Amore. So it's a mix of clear crystal and frosted crystal. And again, this is crystal from Slovenia. It has one little flea bite right here. Do you see it? It's ridiculously small, and you absolutely cannot see it. Once it's seated, you don't see it. From the 1990s. It still has the sticker that says Mikasa Slovenia, but it's kind of faded. You can't really read it anymore. I didn't remove it. I kept it there. This is a heavy vase. It's super stable. Don't worry about having cats knocking it off. This thing weighs at least 6 pounds of solid crystal. It is fabulous. And I know I have a few of you who are big fans of crystal, you're going to fall in love with this. The design is beautiful, and because it's modern, still very current. So pretty. See, I would display this again all year long, but it's heavy, okay, just FYI. Okay, so that's my last piece of crystal. When I come back, porcelain. You know, I'm so weird. I could literally spend all day talking about stuff, okay? Let's do this one. This is Otaguri, Japan. It's also a vase. It was called Iris Spray. Of course, it's totally discontinued. They made it in the 1990s. So it's a applied porcelain with irises on it, Japanese iris. Look at the colors. It is pastel colors, but beautiful. It has a gold accent right here. It's in superb condition. Says Iris Spray Otaguri, Japan at the bottom. Very tall vase, oblong, perfect for thick, hard stems. Obviously, irises, but you can do roses, you can do hydrangea with it, and it's hand painted, but the design is beautiful. Do you see how it's a relief, right? It's raised, so it's basically applied to it. Look at that. And hand painted. I really like this. I think, again, this is one that, even though it's from the 90s, is still very current. And I love that it doesn't have a design on the back. So for those days where you don't feel like having the cutesy flowers, you just put your bouquet, Valentine's bouquet, in the vase like this, and you'll have more of a current, simple look. On days you feel romantic, you have it like this. And this is a vase that, again, because it's so beautiful, you can absolutely display it all year long. You don't have to hide your stuff, right? That's what curios are for. Just saying. Love this. My last piece is from Aynsley, and I had one piece from their pattern before. I think it was, I think it was a box, a trinket box. This is from Aynsley, which you know is one of the very first porcelain makers in England, in Staffordshire, and they make absolutely gorgeous porcelain. Their biggest pattern being the Pembroke. I think the vase is still available in the shop. But back in the 80s, they also did things that were more current with their time. And the pattern Little Sweetheart is one of them. Little Sweetheart is basically sweet peas in beautiful pink and blues with little butterfly accent. And this is a ginger jar. It is beautiful. With a little acorn, by the way. This is designed like an acorn. Now, very often you find those like this and you think, oh, I love this vase. It's not a vase, it's a ginger jar with its lid. A lot of times you'll find this broken or has a chip or it's not there. This is still intact. There's one chip I'll show you, but it's not visible at all. It says at the bottom, Aynsley, England. This started in 1775, pretty much when Spode invented hard paste porcelain, which allowed them, by the way, to do a porcelain that was thinner, that was more translucent and harder than whatever they were doing before, which was a little bit more porous. This is a stunning piece. I really, really like this. The details on the flowers is amazing, and I don't know if it shows on camera, but there's a little bit of relief too, like some of the outlines are raised. Do you see that? Okay, here's the butterfly, and it's the same one right here. Now I said there was a chip, right? So the chip is not visible. It's not on the outside. Okay, the chip is, I'll find it, is right here. Do you see it? You cannot see it. Okay, it's very thin and it's on the inside, so when you close it you do not see it. Obviously somebody didn't place the lid back on properly and it hit the mouth here of the vase and it chipped, but it's not a big deal. Okay, Aynsley, Little Sweetheart, 1984, totally vintage, a ginger jar in fine English bone china. This is not just bone china, this is fine bone china, so it's fragile. Just adding to it. Very beautiful. Yeah, I would keep that. Okay, so on the subject of what would I keep, I would keep this. I talked about the picture, right? But I'm telling you, the next picture I'm keeping for myself. And I would totally keep the crystal vase by Mikasa. I mean, this is beautiful. Look at the movement in it. It swirls, but at the same time you can see the flames, right? Oh, this is so beautiful. So these are the items that I would keep. Tell me down below which one do you like best, which one you would keep. And again, all of these items will be live in the shop tomorrow, the 7th of February at 5 p.m. If you see something and you want it, get behind your keyboard because stuff flies off. Okay, I'm pretty sure this one's going to be gone first because I know that some of you have asked about it all the other times that I said I was going to put it up for sale and I didn't. So now I made the plunge. Okay, it could be yours. And that would be it. You can find me on Instagram now at Frenchy and Tubby. It's brand new. We're about at 200 something followers. Thank you for following the shop. And what I do on it is basically advertise, of course, for the items that I have for sale, but I also provide behind the scenes whenever I go thrifting or antiquing like I did last weekend. I got reels for that, and then I post a little bit of history of companies and items. So if you like me and you love antique and vintage things such as pottery, crystal and china, and you like to learn a little bit more about it, follow me on Instagram at Frenchy and Tubby. It's also on Facebook. And that would be it. Thumbs up if you liked the video. I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.